Yo, 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 it is another episode of Cell Speaks, man. It is such a pleasure to be rocking it with you guys today. Listen, I know it's been a minute, but I'm getting it together. I promise you I'm getting it together. And I got a goal. I'm going to stick to the goal. And I'm going to put it out there so y'all can hold me accountable. I'm going to be consistent, especially up until the end of the year. I ain't missing a Monday. I actually got a couple of great guests coming up. I know I said it last time. I know. Forgive me. Life has been crazy. I lost an uncle. Just so many changes and just, you think you're ready for something and then things happen and then you're not as tired and then you're getting tired and me having I could give a million excuses, but I'm telling you now, we back on it. And listen, you know what I mean? I'm a shout out to everybody. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe this video because we don't want you to miss any of this dope content that's coming out. We have some awesome guests coming with just amazing life experiences and just, just a lot of great experiences coming up that I don't want you guys to miss. We want to ramp up the podcast, ramp up the subscribership, and just really make things happen. But listen, I ain't gonna take forever. You know why we here. You know why Cells Speaks podcast exists, and we getting straight to it. I wanted to take today to talk about the topic of tough seasons. It's like everybody that I know, or everybody that I'm cool with, or everyone that even people know, or I'm hearing firsthand, secondhand, it's like it seems like everybody is going through it. I mean, me, even in my own ways, God has blessed me tremendously, and I'm so grateful for that. But I couldn't lie and act like I haven't, in my own way, been going through it. And, of course, throughout my experiences, and especially this past year, I'm kind of really challenging myself to stay grateful and to stay faithful and to focus on my blessings. But I even find myself having moments where I'm focusing more on the things that I wish were better or the things that I want to improve rather than just appreciating where I am because it feels like you're going through it. And so, what do we call like these tough seasons? You know what I mean? There are seasons in which you feel like everything that you're trying isn't working. And it's like every time you take a step forward, something happens and you're two steps back. It feels like no matter how hard you try, things are not working. You're trying to make a relationship, it's not working. You're trying to get everything together for school, and it's like one thing after the other. Whatever it is in life, it's like you're trying to get your money right or your body in shape, and it seems like it's going right and then it gets derailed and then this happens and it's like the more you fight, the less you get done to the point where you're getting pushed into a situation where you just want to like give up. This is what a tough season is like. And it just seems like a lot of people are going through it. And so if this is you, like, I want you to know that this podcast is specifically for you. And it's not coming from a person who never goes through it. Trust me, I'm in the midst of what I would call my tough season. My challenging moment in life that is challenging me as a husband, as an entrepreneur, as a musician, as a father, and it's really trying to shake me out of my stability, out of my faith. It's really trying to make me believe that as much as God has had my back and blessed me, that like it's over now. Like I'm on God's bad side or something. Like that's what this season feels like sometimes. Like I did something to piss God off and I haven't made it right with him and everything that I do is not gonna work. And it's been like that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And of course, it's naturally human where you look around and it looks like everybody else is winning and you're just still losing. And so it's like, how do we navigate from that? How do we navigate in our tough season? And I'm learning and I'm reaffirming and reinforcing in myself that, well, the first thing is that, even when you say it, my tough season, it's just a season. And so I think the most important thing in understanding is like when you're going through a tough time, you have to really remind yourself that it's not going to be forever. It's just going to be for a time. It has its set place, its set season. And once I get through this aspect, once I get through this journey of my life, then it'll be another season. And sometimes it's like, it's my flourishing season, it's my show off season, it's the season in my life where like everything is coming together. And you know, it's that's just the nature of life. It is seasons. And so I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that what you're going through, you won't be going through it forever. If you're going through challenges in your relationships, challenges in your finances, it will not go on forever. And the way that you can ensure that it will not go on forever is to start making small changes that may not show a massive difference right now. But if you stay consistent, they will show a massive difference later. So sometimes it could be like, you know, maybe you hate the way your health is right now. I've recently been a little bit more committed to intermittent fasting, which is basically like you eat from a certain time period of the day, usually like a 6 hour range, and then outside of those 6 hours you don't eat. And that's been doing great for me. It's been helping me lose weight. I'm down almost like 25, almost 30 pounds. Feel lighter, feel faster. But it's a small thing that at first didn't seem like it was making a difference. But then when you go over the course of 6 months, you realize, oh wow, this has made a massive difference. And this is without me like exercising violently. Like, it's made a massive difference. Um, and that's just on like a health side. If you look at relationships, maybe, you and your partner been going through it. And so maybe if you just do one small nice thing, which is whenever they come home, you say hello, or whenever you wake up, you send them a nice encouraging word. That small thing adds up. And so when you're in your tough season, right? Sometimes with your finances, if you could just save $10 every week or $10 every month instead of eating out that day, get a peanut butter and bread sandwich and save that $10. And you'll look and you realize you're saving $40 a month, and you do it for 10 months, that's $400, and it's adding up. And so small things. So even when you're in your tough season, you can't stay so focused on how bad things are that you start to believe that you're going to be like this forever. So what you have to do is start doing little things, because you may not have the energy for big things. But if you can do the little things, you do those little things to set yourself up for when you are actually out of that season, or to set yourself up to get out of that season. Right. And it leads me to like the next point, that when you are in your tough season, you cannot allow yourself to stay focused or obsessed with where you currently are or what you deem is the reality of your situation. And what I mean is like, oh my gosh, I'm still in debt and I'm still in this hole and I haven't gotten out of this hole. Or oh my gosh, my relationship sucks. Or oh my goodness, I done taken this test 2 times. I still haven't passed it. I'm dumb. And it's like if you continue to be obsessed with the problem or with the circumstance, if you continue to be obsessed with how bad things are, it will never allow you to have the energy or the focus to find the solution. If you're so enamored with talking about how bad things are or how bad your situation is, where are you going to find the energy to find a solution? You're either going to put your energy into obsessing over the problem, or you're going to put your energy in obsessing over the solution. And how you choose to manage your energy or distribute your energy towards either or plays a very, very big and important role in how you navigate through this tough season of yours. Because if while you're going through these challenges and these ups and downs of your life, but all you can focus is on how negative things are and how nothing is going your way, it makes it a lot harder to break out of it, because all your energy is just focused on the bad. But if while you know you can go through tough times in life but still wake up grateful, still wake up with gratitude, still say, you know what, I may be in debt, but I have my health. Or I may not be as healthy as I want to, but I still have people around me who love me. Or I may not have achieved the goal that I wanted to achieve, but I learned so much and I grew so much. If you're able to be grateful and express gratitude, that in itself starts to help you grow and lift you out of whatever current circumstance or condition that you're in. And it's a choice, right? It's a choice to make the commitment to say, you know what, I'm going to choose to be positive in this moment. And that is my next point. It is that you have to be committed to positivity. When you are going through hard and challenging times in your life, it is so easy and so natural to just be negative. Woe is me. Nothing is going my way. I'm so sad. I'm so down. They say misery loves company, but any emotion loves company. How do we know that to be true? Well, when you find something funny, what's usually the first thing that you do? You share it. You know, when you are in love with someone, you want them to love you back. When you're super happy, you want other people to be happy with you. So emotions enjoy company. And of course, when you're miserable, the first thing that you want to do is call the person and tell them how everything sucks for you and it's this and that and it's so horrible. Or, when somebody calls you telling you how sad and how down they are, what do we usually do? We usually respond with our own misery. Oh, you going through this, well, I'm going through that. And it kind of becomes like this subconscious game of who's going through it worse. But the reality is that you could choose. You can choose to focus on the negatives and kind of just wallow in your misery, or you could choose to focus on the positives. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that, you know, you try to make yourself this superhero, this commando who doesn't have feelings and doesn't go through tough and challenging emotions. But what we're saying is that these emotions, these feelings don't control you. They won't determine your narrative. They won't become the thing that says, I'm going through this tough time and I will let this season define me. Because I'm going through something that's not favorable, I'm going to be miserable every day. I'm going to be sad every day. I'm going to walk with my face downcast. It's like, nah, you know what? Things are not going my way, but I can still control how I go through this season. I can still control how I'm going to go through this moment in life. I could be going through, hell, but I can do it with a smile on my face. I can do it with my health cheery. I can say, you know what? This is not going the way I want it to, but I'm blessed anyway. And this is how I'm blessed. And when you operate in a position of gratitude, when you operate in a position of just focusing on the positive, it makes it easier to navigate the challenges that you're going through because you're not spending your entire energy, okay, being negative. Being negative all the time destroys you. It deteriorates your health. It deteriorates you. They talk about that example with the plant where people would talk to a plant and some people would say kind words and some people would say negative words. And the plant that was spoken to in a negative way ended up rotting and basically dying. Whereas the one that was spoken to with positive words ended up flourishing. So even nature and biology recognizes the power of negativity and positivity, right? The Bible even says that the power of life and death is in the tongue. And so you have to actually start taking that very seriously and understand that your mouth, the things that you say have power over things that are happening, have power even over yourself. And so now the challenge becomes is that when you are going through some of the most toughest or challenging moments in your life, how are you responding? How are you talking? Are you reining in your thoughts? Are you wallowing in your sorrow? Are you inching ever so closely to depression? Or are you making a commitment to find the light every single day, even if it's one thing, even if it's just being grateful that you woke up? Maybe, you got scammed, but you were able to get the money back, or you got scammed, but you weren't physically hurt. It's just like, and you have people like that, man. I used to find some people like that, like just like you just happy about everything. And I realized it's like they're not necessarily happy about everything. They just choose to find the positivity and joy in situations where people can find the negatives and the criticism and everything. And it's like, you could have done everything perfect. Oh, but this is wrong. Or, that person's saying well, but the way they dance was off. Like they just find a problem with everything. So if you can find a problem for everything, then that means that you can also find, or let me put it this way, if you can find the negative in anything, then that means you can find the positive in anything. And what does that become? It just becomes a choice, because sometimes unintentionally we seek the negative in everything. So in essence, you could say it's like human nature is a tendency to find the negative and stuff. And so what does that mean? It means that the challenge now becomes to be very intentional about finding the positive in things. So that has to be your goal, to find the positivity in things around you or things happening around you. And that is especially important when you are going through your tougher seasons. And my last point for you guys, and I promise you guys it's not going to be a long podcast. You know, when it's just me, I try to keep it like 20 minutes. But my last point for you guys is this: we don't go through tough seasons in life for no reason. There's always a purpose, right? When you look at the Bible says that all things work together for our good. And even people who don't believe in God, or, agnostic, etc., they believe in getting the most that every obstacle or challenge in life brings us. And so what that really means is that in this season, there is something for you to learn. There is an aspect in which for you to grow. There is a skill for which you need to attain. There is a discipline that you need to develop. There is a patience that you need to have, that you need to grow. There's a level of understanding that you need to gain. You need to evolve. You need to get smarter. You need to get wiser. You need to develop more skills and abilities. You need to get better at your craft. You need to become more responsible with certain things. You need to become more punctual. In this season, there is a lesson for you. And if you continue to focus on how everything is going wrong, you may miss it. It's like if you're so focused on the fact that your money is not the way it needs to be, you could be missing out on the fact that this is an opportunity for you to learn another way to make money. It could be the start of a new business. It could be the start of you learning how to manage your funds in a much better way that will set you up for the rest of your life. So this season that has come to you hasn't come to you to destroy you, but it has come to highlight and expose to you the deficiencies in your life. And it's saying, hey, these areas in your life, they need to be corrected. They need to be worked on. They need to be upgraded, because if they stay this way and if things don't change, it's only going to get worse. And so this season could become your life if you don't make the necessary changes. And so in every single challenging time in our life, in every single circumstance in our life that brings us angst and pushes us to our limits, there is something in it for us to learn. When you look at athletes and they think about the toughest games that they had and they weren't able to finish down the stretch, they learned something from it and they're able to pull something and add to their game so that the next time they're in that situation doesn't happen again. You look at Kobe Bryant, and when he was a young player and early on, that I think it was the Jazz series. He's shooting threes and he's short every single time. And at the time, newspapers and people were laughing at him. But what he pulled from that situation, from that tough time in his life, was, oh, I need to work on my conditioning so that at the end of games, I have the legs to make these kind of shots when they count the most. And he ended up developing a reputation for being a guy that hit clutch and key shots at the end of the clock. He took that tough season and it exposed to him what his weaknesses were, what his deficiencies were, and he added that to his game so that the next time he was confronted with this, it didn't become a tough season. It became a situation in which he found success. And so you have to realize that, like, every tough season, right, is an opportunity to learn and grow. And when you learn the lesson, when you grow, the next time that situation tries to come around, because you learned from the last time and you have the skills and you are now equipped, you now find success when you found failure before. You find joy when you found depression. You find abundance when you found loss. But it all lies in the fact that, did you learn your lesson? Or were you just spending your days miserable, sad, feeling like woe is me? Did you learn? Or is the only thing that you have to pull from that is a bad time? Don't let the only thing that you can pull from the tough seasons in your life just be a bad time. Be able to look back and say, when I was going through these tough times in my marriage, when I was going through these tough times in my finances and my health, I learned so much and I grew so much that I'll never be in that situation again. Allow it to benefit, grow from it, be better from it. So I love you guys. Take this to heart. I know a lot of y'all going through it, but if you just follow these points, if you just stick with them, if you don't focus on the negativity, if you just understand that this season will end, if you focus on being positive and finding the light and focusing on the light, and if you learn the lessons that this season is trying to teach you, I promise you, you're going to be so much better for it. I love you guys. Again, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and do me a favor, share this with all of your friends, especially the ones who's going through a tough time. I love you guys. Peace out. Cell Speaks.